On the dusty vacant lot, Giant is in full peacock mode, pumping push-ups, flexing, and soaking up Sunio's syrupy compliments. Then, as if on cue, Giant turns and orders Nobita to show off his muscles, too. Poor Nobita tries to comply. He puffs his chest, tightens his arms, and everything jiggles like freshly steamed pudding. The laughter hits him like a slap. Giant and Suneo push at his arms and cackle. Nobita's cheeks burn with humiliation. Stung and furious, he storms home, determined to find help, the one kind of help only Doraemon can give. He kicks open the sliding door and freezes. Doraemon is tall, comically tall. The cat robot is posing in front of the mirror, switching from gentlemanly to glamour sexy, fishing for approval. Nobita, still raw from the teasing, just shakes his head. None of it looks right. Doraemon sighs, pops off the absurd long legs, and tucks them away. Only then does Nobita cry. What on earth was that? Doraemon grins and reveals a wondrous tool. Shaping clay, a gadget that lets you add any body part you want. Bigger legs, taller frame, sculpted arms, name it, mold it. The idea hits Nobita like lightning. If clay can fix what nature didn't give him, then maybe today won't end in laughter after all. At the vacant lot, Giant is still strutting his push-ups, trying to impress Shizuka, when a shadow falls across the ground. Heavy footsteps echo closer. The group looks up and gasps. It's Nobita, but not the Nobita they know. His frame is suddenly massive, his arms thick with bulging clay-sculpted muscle. Every jaw drops. Giant can hardly believe it and demands to know the truth. Nobita flexes proudly, but when Giant challenges him to a strength test, Giant storms away in humiliation, vowing revenge. At night, he trains obsessively, sweat dripping as he dreams of one day crushing Nobita. Meanwhile, Doraemon searches for Nobita, worried about his reckless use of the clay. Along the way, he accidentally lets slip the clay's powers, and sly Suneo's ears perk up. A mischievous grin spreads across his face. The gadget could give him the kind of attention he's always craved. Soon, Nobita parades his new physique in public. Strangers stop and stare. One man even begs him to lift a car stuck in a ditch. Nobita grins, ready to prove himself. But when he strains against the bumper, nothing happens. All bark, no bite. His strength is just a facade. Embarrassed, he slinks away, the laughter following him. Back home, Suneo can't resist temptation. He slaps clay onto his legs, stretching them long and elegant. In the mirror, wearing flared trousers, he beams finally tall, finally stylish. He hops on a mountain bike meant for adults, pedaling proudly, until his gangly legs tangle, and he crashes headfirst. At the same time, Giant storms into Nobita's house, his own body now doubled in size, muscles bulging so tightly, his shirt splits at the seams. But instead of a fight, he suddenly acts friendly, inviting Nobita to play baseball. Nobita, exhausted and suspicious, slips away. Elsewhere, Shizuka asks for a clay-crafted nose like a movie star. At first delighted, she soon despairs when children mock her as Pinocchio, begging her to tell a lie. Humiliated, she too runs to Nobita for help undoing the clay's effects. But Nobita doesn't know how. He only laughs nervously, leaving his friends frustrated and vulnerable. And just when things couldn't get worse, Giant overhears Nobita's secret and decides to slam clay all over him, layer upon layer, until Nobita is buried in grotesque, lumpy muscle. Nobita's cries echo. Doraemon arrives at the doorway, freezes at the monstrous sight, and faints dead away. Nobita's cries still hang in the air when the story pivots. Doraemon wakes, shaken, but the chaos of clay soon gives way to another, more familiar disaster. Nobita's endless forgetfulness. At Shizuka's house, he tries to settle down for homework, only to leap up a moment later with wide eyes. He's forgotten his notebook at home. He bolts through the streets, distracted once again by Giant and Suneo fooling around with toy guns. The temptation is irresistible, but Doraemon just sighs. How many times can Nobita forget the simplest things? Downstairs at the Nobi household, it's not just Nobita who suffers this curse. Mother nags father to mail an important letter, repeating it like a mantra. Father grumbles about her constant nagging, yet within minutes, he's already forgotten the letter. Doraemon watches all this with a kind of resigned irony, father and son, two peas in the same absent-minded pod. Finally, Doraemon decides enough is enough. He produces a new gadget, the reminder bird. This tiny creature sits on your shoulder and screeches whenever you forget something important. Father tries it out, suddenly confident that his days of absent-mindedness are over. Nobita marvels at the idea, though a nervous thought flickers. How often will it end up shrieking at him? Sure enough, When father strolled through the neighborhood, he demonstrates the bird to skeptical neighbors by deliberately leaving his wallet behind. The bird squawks instantly, and everyone is amazed. Nobita beams with pride, but life isn't so simple. When Jian and Nobita wrestle over a toy gun at the park, Tsuneo brags about fancy plans for Father's Day. Nobita's heart sinks, he hadn't prepared a single thing. The reminder bird screeches again, reminding him how badly he lags behind. Back at home, father lends the bird to a neighbor. Just in time, the woman suddenly remembers she left a pot boiling on the stove. Disaster narrowly averted, thanks to the gadget.
Father returns home glowing with pride, telling the whole family of his success. But mother asks about the mail again, and his face drops.
Not only did he forget the letter, he also left behind his wallet and the reminder bird itself at the neighbor's house. Exasperated, mother throws up her hands. The pattern repeats with Nobita. He rushes to Shizuka's for homework, the bird perched on his shoulder. Shizuka adores the little creature, but soon it begins to shriek at her too. She's baffled until Nobita slyly suggests she may have forgotten something, perhaps snacks, perhaps drinks. Embarrassed, she runs off to fetch cake, then orange juice, spoiling Nobita with treats until her father's voice calls from downstairs. She gasps. She was supposed to run errands. The reminder bird, it seems, spares no one. Back home, Nobita finally finishes his homework under its watchful eye. Doraemon smiles with genuine relief. Perhaps this little gadget is exactly what Nobita needs to grow up. Mother even praises her son, but she wonders aloud if Nobita leans on the bird for everything. Will he ever learn to remember on his own? Doraemon frowns thoughtfully. The question lingers. Then father returns late from shopping. He flops down, weary, but the bird shrieks once more. Mother grabs it, and Doraemon suddenly realizes what day it is. Father's Day, he yells. The entire household panics and rushes off to buy gifts and prepare a meal, leaving father blinking in confusion. Just when peace seems restored, the story takes another sharp turn. On the street, a girl strolls past Jian, Tsuneo, and another boy. She is radiant, so graceful that all three boys freeze mid-step, their faces flushing crimson. Tongues hang, eyes glaze, they follow her like moths to a flame. But when she steps into the yard of a bold old man's house, their fantasy collapses. The girl, somehow, is connected to him. They hover outside, hoping she will reappear. Instead, the old man himself storms out, shouting, "What are you brats staring at?" Terrified, the boys scatter like leaves in the wind. Nobita, meanwhile, drifts in a daze. The girl's image is etched into his mind, brighter than Shizuka, brighter than everything. Doraemon notices his strange behavior, daydreaming, ignoring calls, staring at the ceiling with a silly smile. Nobita admits it. He must meet this girl, must be her friend. Yet, when he sneaks back toward her house, he's shocked to find Jian and Tsuneo already there, each using flimsy excuses, one with a baseball, the other with a toy plane just to toss objects into her yard, hoping she'll retrieve them. Their plan backfires. The old man returns, furious about broken windows, and the two scamper away in disgrace. Nobita, watching from the shadows, can't help but laugh until his sides ache. Back at home, Doraemon shakes his head. If Nobita wants friends so badly, maybe it's time to use a gadget. He produces the friendship circle, a magical ring of cloth that binds anyone inside it as friends. Nobita's eyes gleam. He doesn't hesitate. Doraemon objects. Shizuka is your future wife. But Nobita argues. Even Doraemon flirts with cats, doesn't he? Seizing the gadget, Nobita bolts. From that moment, Fuko becomes Nobita's constant companion. They play fetch at the vacant lot, the baby storm spiraling away and returning with sticks. Jian and Tsuneo stumble upon them, irritated that Nobita has ruined another chance for their own fun. Just as they move to punish him, Fuko suddenly grows, whips around, and flings them both into dizzying spins. Nobita laughs nervously, thanking his new friend, but a flicker of worry enters his voice. This storm can't exactly stay unnoticed. Determined, he creeps toward her house. The bald old man catches him instantly, scolding him for lurking all day. Nobita retreats, but he isn't done. He schemes to trick the old man into stepping into the friendship circle, imagining it will force him to introduce the girl. To Nobita's surprise, the plan partly succeeds. The old man welcomes him inside, even offers tea. But when Nobita timidly asks about the girl, the man dodges, chattering about his school days, then dragging Nobita outside to show off bonsai tree. By the time the girl slips out to run errands, Nobita is trapped, tugged by the collar, and misses her completely. Back home, Doraemon demands the gadget back. They tussle, shouting, until Nobita's mother interrupts. Shizuka has been waiting for you all this time, she scolds. The words hit Nobita hard. His heart aches. Through tears, he suddenly remembers he already has someone who cares deeply for him. Overcome, he rushes to Shizuka's side. But fate is cruel! Just then, the bald man's niece delivers the gadget back to Nobita, and a gust of wind snatches it away. Shizuka and the mysterious girl meet face to face, instantly friendly. Nobita collapses, sobbing. Once again, he's left on the outside, his crush slipping beyond reach. The scene shifts to something gentler. Nobita, Doraemon, and Shizuka sit together, admiring a tiny canary. Shizuka has lovingly raised since it was a chick. Doraemon praises the bird's trust, noting how it has grown under her care. Nobita stares, wide-eyed. He never imagined Shizuka had nurtured it from its very first breath. Deep down, a longing stirs. He wants that same bond, the joy of raising a life from nothing. On the way home, Nobita blurts out his desire. He too wants to raise something from an egg. Doraemon groans. Typical Nobita, always imitating. Nobita insists, looking to the sky, almost begging for an egg to appear. Doraemon rolls his eyes, but then remembers something tucked away. At home, he produces a massive, mysterious egg, so large it fills both arms. He admits even he doesn't recall what creature it contains. Nobita, thrilled, accepts without hesitation. He promises to love it, no matter what hatches. Doraemon warns him, care for it gently, never abandon it. Nobita hugs the egg, pledging his heart. That night, while Doraemon relaxes downstairs, Nobita tucks the egg under blankets, determined to incubate it himself. But when his mother walks in, she's horrified. Seeing him sweating under the covers, she fears he's sick, only to find her son stubbornly brooding like a hen. "I'm hatching an egg, mother," he insists. She snaps back. "I forbid you to raise animals." But his father surprises them both, defending Nobita. "Let him try. Maybe it'll be good for him." Nobita beams with pride. Outside, the news reports a powerful typhoon forming offshore. Doraemon listens uneasily, a shadow of dread creeping over him. Meanwhile, upstairs, the egg quivers. Nobita's heart skips movement. A crack splits the shell, and with a gust of wind, the newborn emerges. Not a chick, not a lizard, but a miniature cyclone, swirling with playful energy. A baby typhoon. Nobita clutches it in awe. Doraemon races upstairs, shouting in terror. "That's a storm. You can't race it." But Nobita holds it close. It's just been born. How could he throw it away? He declares its name Fuko and vows to cherish it. Doraemon realizes his warning came too late. The bond is already sealed. The next day, Nobita discovers Fuko's appetite. "Are you hungry?" he asks. The little storm nods. Frantic Nobita scours books, trying to learn what typhoons eat. His parents peek in, astonished Nobita, actually studying. Then, he remembers a candle. Holding it out, he watches as Fuko whirls around it in delight, feeding on the flame. Doraemon can only shake his head, marveling at Nobita's determination. From that moment, Fuko becomes Nobita's constant companion. They play fetch at the vacant lot, the baby storm spiraling away and returning with sticks. Giant and Suneo stumble upon them, irritated that Nobita has ruined another chance for their own fun. Just as they move to punish him, Fuko suddenly grows, whips around, and flings them both into dizzying spins. Nobita laughs nervously, thanking his new friend, but a flicker of worry enters his voice. This storm can't exactly stay unnoticed. Back home, Nobita's mother asks him to hang laundry. Nobita grins, calling Fuko to help. The little storm happily lifts clothes into the air, spinning them dry. For a moment, it seems perfect, until Fuko gets carried away, snatching the pole itself, and nearly toppling the yard. Nobita's mother shrieks, furious. Nobita scolded gently. "You overdid it, Fuko." While Doraemon frowns, sensing danger on the horizon. As days pass, Fuko's playful mischief grows harder to control. At first, Nobita laughs when Fuko whirls water during bath time, splashing him from head to toe. He even thanks the little storm for blow-drying his hair afterward. But Fuko doesn't stop there. It zooms into the living room, spinning around Father's head until his hairstyle resembles a frazzled street vendor's wig. It twirls around Mother too, leaving her drenched and furious. Nobita rushes in to calm it, whispering reassurances. "You didn't mean harm. I know you didn't." Still, Doraemon's unease deepens. Fuko isn't just mischievous anymore. It's becoming stronger. That night, Nobita tries to sleep, but Fuko insists on curling up beside him. Its restless swirling steals the blanket, tossing Nobita around until he's dizzy. Even during the day, it can't sit still. While Nobita studies, a stray gust slaps him in the face with a pair of trousers. Outside, the yard looks like a hurricane has passed, clothes scattered everywhere. His mother despairs. Nobita scolds Fuko, holding up a shirt in frustration. The storm droops, shivering with guilt, like a child who has just been punished. Soon after, Shizuka visits. She finds Fuko adorable at first, stroking its whirling form until it spins her into the air like a doll. She screams, begging for help. Nobita snaps at Fuko to stop, realizing the danger is real. With a heavy heart, he sends it away, then heads to a baseball game without it. Yet Doraemon intercepts him mid-game, warning that things are spiraling out of control. When Nobita hurries home, he finds his parents exhausted, the house torn apart by Fuko's wild energy. His mother finally issues an ultimatum. Get rid of it, or we will. Nobita, thrilled, accepts without hesitation. He promises to love it, no matter what happens. Doraemon warns him. Care for it gently, never abandon it. Nobita hugs the egg, pledging his heart. That night, while Doraemon relaxes downstairs, Nobita tucks the egg under blankets, determined to incubate it himself. Then the real storm comes. A massive typhoon bears down on Japan, its winds rattling houses, its rain tearing rooftops. The news warns of catastrophe. Nobita's family huddles in the dark, the roof groaning under the gale. Suddenly, Fuko bursts out of the closet, trembling but resolute. It clings to Nobita, then darts to the window. Nobita screams after it, warning of the danger, but Fuko plunges into the storm anyway. On Doraemon's monitor, the unthinkable unfolds. The great typhoon surges toward the city, but beside it, a smaller storm forms Fuko. The two whirl together, colliding in a violent struggle. Hang on, Fuko! Nobita cries, tears streaming down his cheeks. Slowly, painfully, both storms weaken, battering each other until finally they vanish, snuffed out as if they never were. The sky clears, power returns. His parents sigh with relief, but Nobita clutches the screen, sobbing. He knows what's been lost. Later, as life returns to normal, Nobita and Doraemon walk to buy dorayaki. A soft breeze dances through Nobita's hair. He stops, closes his eyes, and smiles sadly. The wind swirls, playful, almost familiar, like Fuko whispering goodbye. Nobita murmurs its name under his breath. Though the storm is gone, its memory lingers forever in his heart.